everybody. Welcome to session 24 of Changeling the Lost, second edition, Viva Lost Vegas. Thank you for tuning in. Uh, Before we get started today, just a couple bits of information. If you are interested in the Becker Kit program for Trinity Continuum IGUS, then you can find the link to that in the chat. It's a new month, so just a reminder, everyone, Onyx Path Game Night is is available the last Friday of the month. So now's the time to get ready if you're interested. You can find more details on the Onyx Path Discord, which you can find here. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Tonight is Friday, October 8th, 2021. Tonight will be the night of the new moon. Oh, thanks a bunch, Azure. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us, Azure.
We're always happy to see new faces. So as I was saying, it's Friday, October 8th, 2021, the night of the new moon. What have you been doing over the last 5 days? Who wants to go first?
Well, let's give me a license. It's nice and quick. First day, did my usual auction at the Goblin Market. And then for the last 4 days, I've been hunting down Reverted so we can get this finished out.
And just to add to that, so far he has been unsuccessful in finding him, but has definitely found signs. All right, who wants to go next?
I'll go. So the first thing I did is I grabbed Delilah and went to go erase all traces of Project Zophiel from Cotton Security's servers, saving a copy for Kelly Crinolin's reference, and get a list of all employees involved as part of the program. This takes all day. There's lots of stuff to delete. Project Zophiel, for those of you catching up, is his fetch's cover story for why he's hunting down people like us and the existence of the fetches that are around. So I now have a giant list of all the fetches and all the people who have reason to hunt me and mine or know anything about fairy stuff. So I'll be cleaning that up over the course of the next season. I then asked Delilah to come with me to get the franchise fee covered. With that, picking up a location and getting started on that. So we're just on the project of getting my bar up and running. Soon I'm going to have my own franchise of the Red Room, which is one last stepping stone towards my dream. I spent the next 2 days working on a project I've been doing, which is making a creme liqueur out of the thistle cow milk, and we finally succeeded, and I'm excited to see where that goes. And lastly, I turned in the icon I had uncovered before. Mimsatch is mostly recovered, and after visiting some of my allies, I have the last icon I need, so we'll be able to finish constructing Mimsatch soon. He'll be recovering his memories, and I guess we'll see how he reacts. Kenzie.
So my first couple of days, I went to Costco and I bought several cartloads full of non-perishable food to bring over to the good fetches, their encampment. And Z nodded appreciatively. And based on how cold she is, it might have well have been a standing ovation. So pretty pleased with that. We're gonna probably mark off make friends with your fetch today. I'm sure of it. Um, the next day, I tried to run some union negotiations for the cats with the new head butler because they have been um, bullying him. So he got the idea pretty quickly and is happy to go along with it if the Grimalkins are willing to stop bullying him. So we're gonna have some talks with the cats. Um, the next day, I went to talk to Will about everything that had happened, what we know, and what we think is going to go down tonight. And he listened, um, and let you know, and he let me know that he would bring the information to the other royals. And then my last day, I helped track down Rupert a little bit, so that was me.
Alrighty. Well, that's everyone. So let's go ahead and jump in. Well, again, it is Friday, October 8th, 2021. With as the night of the new moon nears, the freehold shuts its doors for the night. However, none of the port's knights have noticed any signs whatsoever of any of the typical Fey activity that you would notice on a full moon. This is in and of itself concerning. Where are you and what are you currently doing?
Um, did God damn it, Adam, anybody have time for a meeting this evening, or was she busy?
Checking in with Doc Tallboy. He does note that she is up and about, although apparently the extent of the brain damage that the neurotoxin did means that she's going to need to come visit him for physical therapy for a while.
Is she willing to take a meeting at this time, or would she like some time to recover still?
She's as good as it's going to get.
Well, you guys okay if we take a quick stop before we go hunt down the target of your search?
Yeah.
Yeah, would you have in mind?
Well, I need to go talk to Madam Anybody a little bit to make sure that we're all on the same page vis-a-vis Spring, and I haven't gotten to see her before this.
Okay.
I do apologize. We swing by then?
Alrighty. And as we arrive, I would like Kit to roll Wits plus investigation.
Okay.
Oh, excuse
What's
me.
that?
I would like you to roll perception. I'm
Perception.
dumb. Sorry about that.
Okay, no worries. All right. Perception. So wits plus. You said wits plus composure.
Yep.
Uh, that is.
And all your incredibly serious visibility stuff.
Yeah, so it should be I got a +2 for my
Being a changeling.
for clarity, and then it for the trained observer I get 8 again.
Yep. Well, I guess that means we're getting followed.
If you guys are going to be like that, then I'm just going to have you randomly roll perception every single time. In the same way that sometimes you get randomly profiled.
I know out of character. I don't know in character.
One success.
Getting out of the car and heading to Doc Tallboy's clinic, Kit notices for just a fraction of a second a red dot floating on the sidewalk nearby that immediately disappears the moment he moves his head towards it.
I'm getting a bad case of paranoia, boys.
No, No. God.
All right. Well, there's only one name I'm really worried about tonight. Because the other one I'm sure is going to make himself known pretty quick. So should I get a bead on our other friend? The one you've been tracking?
But
All right. I say aloud to the wind, uh, Rupert Cotton.
Roll me a chance die.
Okay. Failure.
You immediately feel a flow of glamour back into you as the magic spent is refunded. You also feel a tight bead on the location, somewhere deep out in the desert.
Oh. I don't like any of that. He's not here.
it's an interesting answer.
He's out in the desert. And I didn't have to pay for that.
Interesting. You didn't activate the copy.
Let me remind myself of what the catch
The
is.
loophole?
A thing I would know in character.
The loophole, rather. Sorry.
Yeah.
Bear with me. What's the name of the contract again?
Relentless pursuit. I would possess a piece of the target, such as hair, fingernail, or bodily fluid.
You don't have to consume it?
Nope, just possess it.
Well, you possess a piece of the target in this case.
I do?
Hold my hand.
I think that's a little technical. Should have grabbed his face. Anyways. So I don't know why that worked, but I do know where he is. And I'll worry about that in a couple of minutes. We got a short meeting to attend.
Okay.
Are you worried about what spotted us, or are we still cool to go in?
Better to be inside than out here.
Fair enough. You cool, Kenzie?
Yep, cool as a cucumber.
Alright, well, I walk on in. Might as well get this out of the way. Sooner we get going, the better.
All right. Tall Boy's clinic is, as ever, small but well kept. Past the areas where the mortals might find themselves, you find Tall Boy and his Grimalkin Nightingale working on some paperwork. Mention of Madam Anybody refers you to her room. She is sitting up in bed, wearing a simple cloth gown and reading her phone. Every so often, she makes a motion as if to bring a cigarette to her mouth, frowns down at her hand, and then goes back to what she was doing.
Hey, madam. Long time no see.
She looks up at the notice of at the noise the three of you made coming in, and smiles briefly. Oh, hello, you three. It's been a while.
It has. I heard you're doing better. I'm sorry I wasn't able to help more. But, apparently, blood sacrifice and fairy wishes aren't enough to just make every bad thing go away. I'm glad you're doing better, though. You up for a bit of a chat? I'm afraid there's been something I've wanted to talk to you about since the whole coronation stuff. But yeah.
She looks up and gives you a pointed look, her raising an eyebrow. So what did you have to talk about in that case?
Well, at the long and short of it, I don't know how much you're familiar with it, but it turns out the reason why King Onyx disappeared was because of Sister Mary. So there's a new opening in the nobles, and that leaves you, me, and Mario de Soto among the nobility. And our newly crowned king in an awkward position. Of course I'm going to support him. He raised me to nobility, but that doesn't really say much for him. He needs support of a high-ranking noble to have any power. He needs you. Which means you've got him by the short and curlies.
She scowls for a few moments, thinking about it. I never really liked Sister Mary, so I suppose this isn't entirely a bad thing. At the same time, why are you giving me this information?
Because I did my ever-living best to avoid getting you assassinated, and then they managed to try and do it anyway while trying to assassinate King Vandergraaf. King Graf. And I am deeply frustrated by that.
To be entirely fair to you, she says, and taking another reflexive drag on a cigarette that isn't there before striking her knee with a balled up fist. To be entirely fair to you, as I understand it, it was two different groups who tried to do that.
Yes. And I didn't know about the other one until they were already working on it, and I guessed their target right, but not their mistake. So, there we go. So, at the end of the day, I have always been in your camp, and I believe in the same things you want to. And I believe with both of us trying to make those things happen, we can simply do that. I want to work with you, and the easiest way to do that is to go throw some conditional weight behind the king. Get what you want, because he doesn't have anyone else to lean on.
She looks the three of you up and down, and then says, I assume that you're feeling guilty for trying to keep me from becoming Spring Queen?
I was merely forced to decide that because the alternative was watching you accept the crown and then have your head get filled with bullets by a certain individual who did not trust your paramour. I'm not sure what you guys are to each other.
Oh, please, she says coldly. I can handle Will. Do you think this is the first time he's come sniffing around in the last 5 years?
We couldn't afford that kind of fight right now, and you know it.
You made a decision on my behalf without talking to me about it. I don't appreciate that.
I know you don't. Which is why I'm here to negotiate. I'm hoping that at the very least I've shown a certain amount of willing by drinking the same poison to try and help save you.
So what do you want out of this?
A strong court that's able to deal with the horrible things that are about to happen. Ideally unified.
Well, if you're offering me leverage for free, I'm not stupid enough to turn it down.
The king wants somebody to throw their visible support behind him. You'll be able to get whatever you want, and I'm going to advise him it's the only way forward for him. Because it's correct. That is the only way forward for him. He trusts me because, well, apparently I'm reasonably capable. And I would like to fix things between us as best we can, but I'm sure you're reasonably upset at me.
I was upset. I wouldn't say I'm upset anymore. But I will say that it's incredibly difficult to trust someone who goes behind your back and makes decisions for your own good. And then comes to tell you, hey, guess what I did for you? Forget about what I took from you.
That's fair. And that's why I
What
want to
would you have had us do?
Tell
On
me
one
about it and
side-
let me handle it myself.
And have the spy master gunning for us because of it. Because we're a traitor as well. You may be able to handle Will. I've never seen him in combat. I don't know what kind of information network he has. I don't know what kind of assassination network he has.
I appreciate the honesty. I can accept self-preservation as a good reason, but that doesn't mean I'm happy with you.
I didn't expect you to be, but I was hoping we could at least start somewhere, and that, of course, began with honesty. So I came here to talk to you, lay out every card on the table, make sure you knew all of them. And I'm hoping from here we can build something, because we will have to work together as fellow nobles. And
All right, give me a presence plus persuasion roll. If you guys want to help, be my guest.
remember, you are wearing clothes.
Is that presence plus what was it?
Persuasion. You don't have to if you don't got dice.
And the I'm sorry, it's been a while. What's the clothing bonus that we're getting? That's
Plus 3.
plus 3.
Oh, I forgot to roll my clothes. Hold on.
Not a bad dice roll.
So that's 3 from Lex. And 2 from
2 from
you.
me.
So that's a grand total of 5. Alright. I'm re-rolling that. No.
Well, a success is a success. Be my guest.
Well, close enough. I tried.
This is persuasion. Isn't that your exceptional success on 3?
Nope.
Yeah, is that... Oh, that's not your trickery? For your kith?
My kith is alcohol. Crafting things with fey ingredients.
Yeah, that's the power, but what about the trickery? The thing that gives you an exceptional success on 3?
Crafting things with fey ingredients. Any crafting roll that uses fey ingredients. My power is making fey liqueurs.
Gotcha.
The
Fair
absinthe.
enough.
The fey absinthe or whatever it was.
Fair enough. Point taken. Okay. Madam Anybody heaves a deep sigh and says, well, I'm alive, and that's why I get to bitch. So, while I'm not exactly going to accept that apology, I'm not going to retaliate.
Please
Is
let
that
me...
good enough for you?
Yes, that's all I really hoped for. And if there's anything I can do to help you in the future, please let me know. I would really like to assist.
Oh, believe me, you owe me a favor, and I intend to call on it.
I'll be awaiting with bells on. Nonetheless, it looks like you're having a rough night. Is there anything else I can do for you? Or would you like to be left to yourself?
Unless you have some cigarettes, no.
Question, Tibbs. Do I have some cigarettes?
In hammer space.
I knock on a door nearby, reach in, rummaging around for a couple of seconds, and produce a thing. I'm sorry if they're not your brand.
She smiles faintly. Tallboy's taken away all of my smokes, and he won't let anyone bring me some. Consider this a peace offering. She takes the entire pack and makes no motion to give it back.
I produce a lighter because I'm a bartender. I have a lighter on my person. Actually, quick question. Mechanically, do they still have any marks on their sheet, damage-wise?
Not like in terms of ag, lethal, bashing, etc. No.
Gotcha. Just was checking, because I can help with that. I can't help with other stuff. All right, I think we have continued our awkward presence here for too long, shall we?
Kenzie slips a tag your it card onto the tabletop as she skips out of the room.
All right, well, we'll see how that goes later. Well, not later tonight, but later in general.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Heading out of the clinic. Where are you out to next?
So I've got a location. Is that where you wanted to go? Or did you have something else you wanted to find out in mind?
First, before we head out to the location he has, I want to check over the sniper roosts that I'd scouted out earlier,
Happy
and
to.
see if there's any sign of recent activity, and see if I can get any additional information.
All right. While you're doing that, I'm gonna send a couple texts to the nobles and lords that I'm acquainted with, and see if anybody's heard anything interesting going on tonight. Because if there's activity somewhere, it might be something we need to know about.
Okay. So, Kit, roll wits plus investigation. I'm not going to consider this an extended roll or anything, but considering what exactly you're doing, I'm going to say that takes an hour.
Okay, give me a sec.
So if anyone wants to go somewhere and do anything during that hour before meeting back up, now's the time to declare it.
I think the other thing is another scene that's just about me that I think we can and save for next season or later time.
All right, so you're just going to send a few texts looking to see if there's any information on the grapevine?
Yep.
Kenzie?
I do the same. I send a text over to Lucerne, as well as I get Bob by my side.
All right, well, the two of you, one of you assists the other, and I don't care how you do it. Give me a wits plus streetwise roll.
I have a 5 on that, but I can be a 10 if I'm assisting you.
Okay, go ahead and assist.
I'm spending a willpower
8
to make this
dice.
rope, by the way.
You can't predict the good rolls.
No.
Exceptional success.
Congratulations. Good job.
All right, are we ready for me?
Jesus
15 success.
fucking Christ.
15 successes then.
Holy hell.
Um, I had to go look over at the screen to make sure that those dice worked out on the stream. Holy crap! I think you know.
I think you made a go rolled an exceptional success.
You rolled an exceptional success on your exceptional success on your exceptional success. It's like a wedding cake.
So how I got there was my base pool was 9. Then I got 5 from using mundane means to investigate something from the Fae for my mantle. So that put me at 14. And then I spent a willpower to use my professional training merit to make it rope. And also professional training makes it 9 again.
Damn, son.
9 again, rote quality. Well, that's why those are powerful things. Just a little hint. Professional training can be an extremely powerful merit or a really crappy one, depending on what you take professional training in. That said, Kit goes out to look over the rooftops. Over the past couple weeks, he had found a few sniper roosts overlooking areas that he had been investigating. Considering the time of life that Kit was taken, it would make sense that Rupert would also have his same skills with firearms. This line of thought bears some immediate fruit when looking at those roots. Kit begins finding things like hedge thorns, small fragments of bone, and what appears to be rusted shell casings.
Okay.
The most concerning thing, however, is when Kit goes to look at the last roost overlooking the strip, he finds in fresh paint on the wall, "I see you." And a crude graffiti depicting a sniper scope. Crosshairs. The others spend the time text messaging a handful of people to get any sort of information. Lucerne texts back first, noting that this is a first for her since she assumed the office of the Courser. There doesn't appear to be any Fey activity at all. No huntsmen, no hobgoblins, and especially no bookbinders. They don't appear to be out tonight. Elliot gets a few texts from contacts in the Spring Court who mention that they heard a story from some autumn courtiers who were harvesting glamour from some teenagers. There's a new rumor going around, possibly a spooky urban legend, about some thing stalking the streets with an old style rifle. It looks mostly like a person with holes in its skin that leaks sand and old bullet casings, and apparently scraps of leather sewn to its face.
Well, having joined him in the alley, I guess, I inform him of this and say, well, I think I know what's happening, but it's not a good thing. Do you think we're about to get shot?
Well, let's take a look around. So I actively do the perception. Yeah.
Are you going to roll perception or?
Well, I want to see. I'm gonna take a quick look around and see if.
I thought I was. Yeah, I was asking if you were going to roll kenning or perception or what.
I'll do. Actually, Kenzie,
what's the dice?
would you do kenning?
What's the dice pool for kenning again?
I believe it's your weird.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do perception.
You're kidding. So just my weird?
Let me triple check. Page 107. 7. That's the time. Okay.
All right. Whenever you're ready, make your rolls. I don't see one having been made.
Oh, it's the clarity. My apologies, I'm wrong. I don't know who of us has the highest clarity.
I do.
Yeah, I don't think that's me, because that's wits plus composure.
Yeah, that sounds like
All right. Who's making the roll and what's your clarity? I'll go ahead and roll it for you. And that costs willpower.
I'll spend the willpower and roll clarity, and you roll perception because you're good at that and no one can replace you at it.
All right, what's your clarity?
My clarity is 5.
You don't detect the presence of anything supernatural nearby.
Okay.
1 success.
A quick sweep of the area doesn't turn up anything to be concerned about beyond what you've already seen.
Okay. So, I think do we have, and we have a general idea of where he is.
We have an arrow that's pointing me a direction that's refunded me part of its cost for a reason I don't quite understand, and a person who's not working like a person apparently wandering around. So it's a lead. I don't know what it means. Shall we follow up on that lead, or do you guys have any better ideas?
Do we have someone that's good with math? Can we get a
Math?
hold of someone that's good with math?
Or what?
Uh, we might be able to do some triangulation.
Why don't we just follow the arrow where it's telling us to go?
Because it's off in the desert somewhere. It's gonna be a drive.
Okay. All right, let's get moving then.
You mind driving, Kenzie?
Sure. I drive out to whatever direction I'm pointed in.
Alrighty. Make me a dexterity plus drive roll, please.
Successes.
All right. Kinsey follows Elliot's lead, which takes them out west. Excuse me, east. Uh, out of the Las Vegas city limits and down Route 93 towards Boulder City. This is luckily still within the Freehold's territory, but getting to the edge. After leaving Boulder City, the guidance of relentless pursuit takes the group up a dirt road into the river mountains on the east edge of the city. Eventually, you come to a point where the dirt road ends. The group would need to walk from here. Thanks to Kinsey's skilled driving, the car hasn't taken any damage from these bumpy dirt roads. The arrow continues to point to the northwest, but you can feel the contract is leading you somewhere nearby if you wish to continue to follow it.
Well, what are you guys thinking?
Okay, so I'm gonna. Okay, is this? I'm sorry. Is this area? Does this area have a lot of people in it?
No, it's barren, dead.
Okay.
I would like to open the car door and
I'm
pay to
gonna
open
ask.
it.
I'm gonna ask another question of Kit. Do you recognize this area?
Do I, Kenny?
Well, it would be a few, like 20 miles south of where your original ranch was. Which, if I remember, is on the other side of the mountains, near where Boulder Beach is these days.
About as close as we could get within Las Vegas city limits, is what I'm hearing.
within the freehold territory, yes.
Got it. That's not at all intentional. So, I'm going to change real quick and get into my armor before I get out of my vehicle.
Kenzie, you had something to say?
Yeah, I would like to pay to open the car door into the hedge to take a look at what we're dealing with there.
All right. Gazing through the hedge gate that you've created, you can see that this mountainous area is deep in the thorns. The all ever-present glass and barbed wire thorns of the Lost Vegas hedge are thicker and taller here, with skeletal trees, not literally skeletal, but dead brown trees here and there. You can't hear any beasts or birds what you would normally would in the hedge here at all.
This is an incredibly empty space. So, what you thinking, Kenzie?
Looks barren. Looks like we're gonna have an easier time going over land.
All right.
I'm going to. So I grab the sniper rifle, call my mount, and take to the skies for Overwatch as we're going.
All right. So you're going to continue following the guidance of relentless pursuit?
I am.
Yep.
That's all I have to go off of. So yeah.
All right. Getting out and walking is the only way forward. A car can't go any further.
Is my horrific living scooter capable of traversing this ground?
Technically no, but I'm not going to deny it.
I'll leave it in the car. It's fine.
All right. If you want backup, I think you can call it.
I'm just leaving him in his bag like he has been.
So, heading forward on foot, you find yourself amongst the brush and rocks of the mountains east of Las Vegas. The river mountains are old. And here, you could expect to find just about anything. So it's not all that surprising when you come across a disused trail. You follow it along with the guidance of relentless pursuit. And after about half an hour of walking, you find yourself in what appears to be a long abandoned mine. Here on the outside area, you can see the wooden structures that were built and some of the machinery that still remains. A lot of it is fairly rotten. Hard to see it all. The biggest identifying factor, alongside the largest remaining piece of built wall, is a logo. CCC, property of the Cotton Cattle Company.
I begin cursing aloud.
We have barrels and gunpowder, and I'm assuming we have like a spool
He's
of
not
wick.
here.
Relentless pursuit leads you to the mouth of the mine.
I turned to
Uh,
Kit. He's not in here. I know what had happened, and I don't know, if we want to keep going. Rupert Cotton is dead. The thing that was allowing us to follow that name to him was his face, and that's gone. He's not Rupert Cotton.
Can you use relentless pursuit on my name? And picture the face that he that he, that
I got you. You got to look at him, right? With his face all fucked up.
Yep.
Could you describe that to me in character in detail?
I do so.
I picture that as best as I'm capable and say the name Kit Cotton.
all right.
I'm a
Bear
fool.
with me.
I'm a fool. I'm a fool. I'm a fool. The reason why we got Glamour back is he's dead.
Damn it, I even had that thought and I didn't think to bring it up.
I'm so sorry. I didn't. He's not going by Rupert Cotton anymore, and the only part of Rupert Cotton that was with him was his face. And now we're
All
miles away from the city. I'm so sorry, guys. I led you on a wild goose chase because I was so confident in my own abilities.
Okay. And we're not out of this yet. It's barely
all,
a setback.
all right. I just needed to look up a couple rules. Uh, Elliot, it's time for a clash of wills.
I thought so. Alright, I believe that my finesse attribute of choice, or as makes sense, plus weird versus his.
Yep.
Alright, wits seems to make sense in this case. 3 successes.
2. All right. Relentless pursuit refocuses. You feel the pull of the contract leading you towards the top of one of the nearby machines. Suddenly, you hear the report of a rifle going off, hitting the ground several feet away from you.
Lindsay, do you have big cunning?
I do indeed.
Jeff, do you?
No, I do not.
Okay. I activate fake cunning, and because of the autumn mantle, it's free. Then I spend 2 glamour to put the effect on him as well.
All right. Everyone get all your pre-stuff done and then roll initiative.
By the way, I just want to note that the moment the rifle went off, I'm pointing in the direction of my tracking object. And I am doing that until I say otherwise.
I pop Fey Cunning and Vigilance of Ares.
I don't have anything special I can do for combat other than that. Oh, actually, Primal Glory.
Yeah. Alrighty. Initiative. I just remembered that I had danger sense.
Ah, sorry about that. I forgot about that too.
Well, part of games like this is, you know,
On the bright side, no one took any damage.
Mm.
hey, at least I figured this out before we were in a maze of twisty tunnels all alike. Trying to fight a person with a long ranged, vector based fighting style.
All right.
By the way, I think you
And
should probably still recover Rupert's body at some point.
all right. Kit goes first.
Okay. Um. You know what?
Hmm?
I am going to. Uh, okay. So I've already done fake hunting.
Oh,
Then I.
and Kit, just while I'm thinking of it,
Mhm.
take a beat because I forgot about your danger sense.
Okay.
We'll just say you got the intuition about the shot coming right when uh right before it happened.
Mhm.
And it's the reason I don't have a bullet in my head now.
Okay. So, um, done. All right. Let's do my full speed sweep. So, 1 sec here. All right. So 20 times 3 plus that. Okay, and then the 7 leg leap, which is going to be another 10 plus. Um, I'm going to activate 2 of the effects um, of Talon and Wing. First, to give me an additional 10 speed, and also the second one to get an additional mode of movement. And because I find this amusing, I'm going to choose spiders, so I can now run on the wall.
All right.
And
And
then I switch my shotgun and I start closing the distance as much as I can with a speed of 80.
all right, what's your speed? The from where you're at, the perch that he is apparently at is about 300 meters away as the crow flies.
Let me pull up the. So my speed currently is 80.
80 or 18?
8-0.
80.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. As I understand it, since you've already taken action this round, that means you can only get to move the full amount of your speed. You
Mhm,
can sacrifice your action for the round to move double the speed, basically, if I remember right.
mhm.
So that means you get 80 meters the uh, towards the perch.
I think you might want to have prepped your rifle, knowing that because you're going to have at least a round before you can close distance, even at full
Um,
tilt.
I'm trying to find the uh, distance thing in the Hurt Locker because gives us a idea of the how much it outright tells you how many.
He's using the old school speed, so we're working off that.
Okay.
But if you mean the range band, I mean, that would definitely be within extreme range.
Okay. Yeah. So I have my my in that case I'll have my sniper rifle ready. So this turn I activated all that stuff, which all of those were instance or reflex actions. Do I, is that my turn or with the movement or
Um, did you actually cast a contract this round?
I cast 4 for 1 player?
Yeah, I think that is your round there, Kit.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, Kinsey.
Where is he in relation to us?
He's 300 yards that away.
He's northeast, that away, at the top of an old mining machine. As the crow flies, that's about 300 meters. In terms of actually getting to him, you'd be going about 250 meters along the surface of the desert and 50 meters up.
Elliot, am I misremembering, or did you have touch of Workman's Wrath?
I do indeed. It's just Touch of Wrath these days, though.
Would you be able to topple that tower?
If I could close the distance to it, I could at least try.
I cloak of night all 3 of us.
Question, for the record: this is all stuff that belonged to Cotton Enterprises, right? I mean, Cotton Cattle Company.
Long before Cotton Enterprises existed, yes.
So this belonged to the name. That everything that is here should have belonged to a Mr. Kit Cotton. Yes.
Once upon a time.
Congratulations, Kit. I'm about to make the biggest bullshit if I can close on that tower. But we'll see if that can happen.
Okay.
All right, Kinsey, it is still your turn. So let me know when you've got an action lined up.
Yeah, I was casting Cloak of Night and starting to run towards the tower.
Okay. Point taken. I don't believe Cloak of Night needs a roll.
Nope.
All right. Next up.
All right.
Well, there's only one choice here. Bear with me. And of course, Discord decides it needs to crash.
Are you checking the who's next because it's Mr. Cotton?
No, I'm trying to roll.
What's the dice number?
Bear with me just a minute and Discord will be back up. Okay, there it is. All right. Give me just a second here. All right. I need to re-roll because apparently I completely forgot about cover. All right, Kit, what's your armor?
Okay, my armor was the black jacket, which is 2-4.
What is your summer court goodwill? Okay.
All right, ballistic armor. You've got 4 of that. Bear with me another moment. I'm doing some math.
So you apply the ballistic armor first, so that reduces the lethal to bashing, since they're since he's got 4 of that. I'm not sure what the bonus on the rifle is, but those go.
All right, Kit, take 4 bashing damage.
And then you remove however much damage you have in general armor.
Well, in that case, take 6 bashing damage and then remove 2.
Yeah.
All right, you hear the report of a rifle. You look up just in time to see a red dot before the bullet slams into your leg.
With the fake hunting, does that affect things?
Actually, give me a moment because it may.
It applies defense
Sorry.
to firearms.
Okay, what's your defense then?
Defense. 6.
In that case, I think I need to re-roll again.
You're not usually the one shooting, Kenny. It's okay.
All right, then you don't actually take any damage.
Okay. I'm so sorry. Give me just a second. Let me.
So the bullet slams into your leg, but thanks to the power of the weird, it brushes past, and while it hurts like the dickens, it doesn't do any actual damage.
I believe that then it's my turn.
Yep, Elliot's next.
All right. So he's a really, really long distance away, and I'm super duper slow. But I am by the entrance to the mine, right?
Yes.
And this is a piece of mining machinery, like a thing a human being would operate, right? That he's standing on?
Archaic, but yes,
So it has a door.
that is true.
I'm going to open a door to the hedge, and I'm going to try and hedge navigate my way over there faster than I could move in the intervening space where he's shooting at me.
Alrighty. I'm going to make that hedge navigation roll your action for the turn, but be my guest.
Uh, so, um, I'm feeling very cartoony here, and I've got a thing, and I want to bring myself over to it really fast. So I'm going to weave together a rope out of the nearby, whatchamacallit, thorns, click onto the door, and pull those two spaces close to each other.
All right.
So wits plus crafts, would you accept?
Yes, let me check real quick and see if there is a penalty, because you are in the thorns.
I believe I get 2 from Hedge Sense. Isn't that right, Lex?
Yes, I believe so.
I'll just need whatever penalty is appropriate.
All right, bear with me a moment.
Forgive me for not joining you on the ground and providing a secondary target, but I figure you want me over there more than you want me drawing fire.
The more you're moving, the better, because under Cloak of Night, he can't see you now that you're moving.
Well, I'm going to be out of your range of vision, so I'm losing that, but I think this is a better move.
Why wouldn't I be able to see you?
Because I'm going to go into the hedge.
Oh, right.
But I thought this made a lot of sense. And honestly, using fairy bullshit to fight this man seems deeply appropriate.
Alrighty. So apparently there isn't a chase. There isn't a penalty here, but
You can make one. It feels appropriate. I'm doing...
yeah, based on this, I'm not going to make it a standard chase. So let's just give you the -3 to reflect the +3 penalty that the hedge would have in the chase.
Sounds good. 1 success.
All right, feel free to narrate that.
So Elliot is good at making things, and closing spaces requires a acceptance that you can get there. He weaves together a bunch of hedge thorns and connects the two places, pulling them together and then running across the rope of thorns to his destination.
All right. And by leaving the hedge, you find yourself outside the rusty metal door of a piece of mining equipment that has long since become obsolete.
Excellent.
Alrighty. Top of the action order, which means it's Kit's turn again.
Okay. So, I'm sorry. Roughly how many turns or how long do you think it'll take me to get there?
Using the range bands to make it simpler, you were at long range. 1 round at speed 80 gets you to medium. You need another round to close the short.
Which I think is where you'd be able to use a shotgun at.
Okay. So, in that case, I will shoot and scoot.
All right, make your rolls.
Alrighty. So that should be
Now,
Dex. Sorry, go ahead.
Since I had to recalculate on my own for this, I'm going to spare you the the headache, he is substantially concealed. So that is a -3 penalty.
I can't hear you.
Sorry, I was muted. In that case, I am going to let's see here. If I'm not mistaken, a called shot, depending on what I go for, is a additional penalty. Yes.
Yep.
Let me just go up. I should have this on quick reference by now. All right. So, so basically, I am going to try and use one of the Jenny Stone rounds and shoot him in the eye.
All right.
Just,
And
just trying to
that
find what on the page reference for the called shot.
that page is 184, and for the eye, that is a -5.
That's fine. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and forego the additional damage from my rifle to mitigate that. So
All right.
So dex of 3, firearms of 4, so that's 7. 8 for my specialty, then -3, so 5, and I'm going to go from there.
Yeah, remember the cover penalty plus the -5 for the called shot. That's a -8.
And I'm willpowering that, by the way.
Okay.
To be able to re-roll. I'm, as part of the marksmanship merit, I can trade any of the bonus damage from my weapon to mitigate the penalties.
I forgot about that. Don't worry about it.
So,
All righty.
That was with the Jenny Stone round.
mm-hmm.
Let's see. There it is. The Jenny Stone gas shot. Let's see.
So you're giving him the choice between staying in cover or taking increasing tilts.
Yep.
I love
All
that.
right. Yep. This is a custom trifle that I wrote up for Kit, and what this does, the Jenny Stone gas shot is a type of round made from the Jenny Stone goblin fruit. They're packed into a bullet casing, sort of like a shotgun round. And when used, they scatter and vaporize. They do bashing damage instead of lethal, but also create a gas cloud 1 meter in diameter, with the signature scent of the Jenny Stone, which, according to the book, is terrible, awful, horrible. This cloud lasts for the scene before dissipating, and if you spend 1 round inside the cloud or pass through it, you immediately get the sick tilt and a moderate level of sickness. So, what this means for Kit. Kit aims up at the machine and fires. Now, this is going to have a couple effects in a row. First, because of the cover, in this case, the machine that he's perched atop. The round doesn't actually deal any damage because it can't pierce it. But it also creates the gas cloud, 1 meter in diameter. That definitely hits him, which afflicts him with the sick tilt. So Rupert now has a -1 penalty. You can immediately hear the coughing as the gas cloud spreads.
Okay, so I don't get the tilt from shooting him in the eye?
In this case,
I believe you get the tilt if you do damage.
Yeah, you weren't.
Okay.
You got the success, but according to the cover rules, you have to puncture the cover. And this is iron, so it has higher durability than the 3 damage you did.
Okay.
Wait, this shit is iron.
Well, for the purposes of durability, it's not cold iron, but it's old machinery, which means it's low quality steel.
Gotcha. Sorry, I just...
So I'm treating it as iron, which is 4 durability.
Makes sense. Listen, you did the thing you wanted to do. That's what was important.
And then I move forward.
Alrighty. That will put you at the bottom of the machine. Kinsey.
I'm going to spend a glamour. Winter Mantle 4 allows me to spend a glamour to bind someone in their misery until the end. Each time that they try to enter combat, they suffer the beaten down tilt and have to spend 2 willpower to remove it.
That's tough. And you can do that in range?
It doesn't say anything about range.
Then I have to assume that it's targets within, let's see. Can you read that section of the merit real quick?
Spend a glamour point to bind someone in their own misery. For the rest of the scene, anytime the target enters a fight, they suffer the beaten down tilt and must spend 2 willpower to end it.
Well, as that stands, I'm going to have to assume that it's within a certain range, so I'm going to let you do that. Alrighty. And anything else before you end your turn?
I continue to move forward.
Alrighty. So, it's Rupert's turn. You can hear him audibly coughing loudly. Let's see. He leaps from the top of the machine down to the desert below. He does a roll and seems to come back up none the worse for wear. He looks around to see anyone nearby. He doesn't seem to have caught you through the cloak of night. With this being done, he runs off into one of the nearby buildings, taking cover behind the wall.
So he's essentially out of combat, correct?
For the moment.
All right.
Elliot?
Question for you. How far away is the building?
From, let's see. What's your speed?
My speed is 9. Sorry, 6 in this armor.
All right. It's medium range, so that is 2 rounds.
Okay, let me ask the question I actually want to ask. Relative to how far away he is, how tall is the machine I'm in right now?
The machine is one of those large cranes that was used for hauling out carts and rocks. Um, he was on top of the bridge of it, which is about 50 meters above the ground.
Okay. I don't think that I could make this thing work even if I wanted to. Uh, as funny as it is, Walls of Ears can't possibly get me this thing repaired. It's been sitting out here for possibly my entire lifetime.
Longer.
So I don't think the funny joke of literally smashing him with this machine is possible. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Lex. All right. So, Tibbs, Kit, is there anything you specifically want me to do? Or am I going to make my best choice?
Just fuck him up.
Well, you know what? I'm going to do the opposite. There is somebody here I know who can fuck him up. I'm going to give them the best shot they got. I reach into my pocket and pull out a picture of Kit on a Polaroid, and I tear it in half with my teeth.
Alrighty. So you're casting the vision thing?
Yep. Pull it.
Portents and visions?
Yes. So that's going to be occult plus... Sorry. Manipulation plus occult plus weird. Alright, so, yep. Are you resisting?
Absurd.
That's a success. I succeed. I'm going to say the next bit of violence that Kit's going to get into seems appropriate. Or would you prefer the normal one?
Next bit of violence might be useful.
I figure an extra hit point might cause you to not die. But I can also get you, whatchamacallit, the informed condition, which is the auto success, if you like.
I think the extra hit point and also giant rabbit sounds fine.
Yep. All right, so I'm going to go all Night of the Lepus on this motherfucker and see the next bit of violence he's getting involved in.
Well, surprise, surprise, it appears to be a shootout.
I yell, there was a firefight! In enough detail that Tibbs suddenly feels the empowerment of the weird settle over his shoulders. You gain the giant merit for one scene.
Enjoy your temporary merit. All right. Let's see. So we're back at the top of the action order. Kit, sorry. Kit, you are not Kenzie.
Did Kinsey go?
No, you go first. Elliot just went. He is bottom of the action order.
Okay, my apologies. All right. So he just scurried up another into another machine, right?
No,
He went into a building.
Building. Can I see him?
No, he is entirely hidden behind the wall of the building. On the other hand, this wood is rotten as hell and not in any way as durable as the metal of the old machine.
You also have somebody pointing where he is inside the building, relatively.
Okay. All right. So he is sick. He is sick, and
He's about 30 meters away from you.
about 30 meters. Okay. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the shotgun, and I am going to uh, close in. And as I do, I'm going to start whistling a uh, a childhood song as I move in.
Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run.
Alrighty. He doesn't have fake cunning, so he doesn't get his defense against firearms.
Mhm.
Make your rolls.
Okay. So this one is I'm not getting my uh, additional thing from the
Specialty.
special, right? Um, what's the penalty for inflicting the leg rack? Nope.
Let's see. 184 for called shots.
I'm gonna print out that little section and just post it on your desk, my dude.
Uh, yeah. Sorry, I meant to look it up when you mentioned it before. I'm getting a worksheet together so that I just have
And
this
that's a
stuff.
-2.
Okay.
And
In
then
that case,
and it inflicts the leg rack tilt if damage exceeds the victim's stamina.
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and eat 2 of the 3 damage the shotgun does to negate the penalty for that.
Remember, your shotgun has 9 again.
Yes. Two successes.
All right, and what's the damage rating after you've eaten 2 damage from it?
So after I've eaten 2 damage from it, it would be a damage rating of 1.
All right, 1, so that's 3. First off, before we even apply armor or whatnot, his stamina is too high for that to inflict leg rack tilt.
Okay.
That said, let's see. 5 ballistic, 3. He's currently got full riot gear, so that doesn't actually do any damage. So Kit runs into the building, taking advantage of his accelerated speed, and finds Rupert crouched behind the wall, gun held up. You see tears glistening in his eyes. The rifle is surprisingly old model with what appears to be a fairly modern laser scope attached to it. When looking over Rupert in this state, you notice a few things. First off, his face is different. It's no longer the Rupert you recognize. Instead, it looks an awful lot like what you imagine you would see in the mirror in about 50 years. With white hair and lots of frown lines. You also notice tattered pieces of what appears to be brown leather hanging off bits of thread sewn on his forehead and chin, where the mask he was wearing has disintegrated. The other thing you notice. Thank you, Rose. Gonna be swimming before the night's out. The other thing you notice is that here and there, holes are visible in his skin. And where you would expect there to be bleeding wounds, you can instead see right through. The most visible hole is on the back of his hand. Looking through into his hand, you see yellowed bones, old bones, and they don't appear to be human, lashed together with what appears to be hedge vine, and wrapped around with ancient dried weeds. He doesn't notice you until you fire the gun. He's knocked on his ass, but he doesn't seem to have an exact bead on where you're at. He climbs back to his feet and says, "Kit, you bastard, you don't even know what you've taken from me. You'll never understand. You just had to come back and take what I've already built, but I worked hard for it, and I won't let you have it."
I just
Kinsey-
continue to whistle the little children's tune from my childhood.
Run, rabbit, run, run, run.
Kinsey?
Or am I guessing wrong?
So is he under the beaten down tilt now?
He has ended that, yes, and paid the 2 willpower.
Okay. You know what's really great about old buildings and dry wood? It burns so nicely.
Sorry, Kit.
Are you okay with me setting fire to this building?
Go for it.
So I reach in for a Molotov into the pocket of hammer space. Light it up and toss it over.
All right, make your roll, please. I believe thrown weapons like that are dexterity plus athletics.
Yep, precisely.
I used the
Damn!
willpower, and that is an exceptional success.
All right. The building goes up in flames immediately. This being an exceptional success. Let's see. Kit and Rupert are now suffering the environmental inferno tilt.
For those of you playing at home, the environmental inferno tilt does the following. All characters suffer a -2 to all rolls due to smoke and heat. After 2 turns, any character that breathes also suffers 2 bashing per turn due to smoke inhalation. After 3 turns, the character also suffers 1 lethal per turn from burns and must succeed on a dexterity plus stamina roll each turn afterwards to avoid catching fire. See page 190.
I'm so sorry, Kit. I thought you were outside.
He can get out real easy. He's fast.
All right. Rupert, it's your turn. Rupert notices as the building goes up in smoke. Damn you, Kit, he says. I swear by God I'm going to find you and I'm going to end you.
Hey, that was
So,
me.
yeah, well, you're outside. Let's see. And perception, that is wits plus composure.
Mhm.
Alrighty. Since he doesn't have any supernatural abilities to help him sniff you out, he's making a pure perception roll. I'll make this an opposed roll. His perception versus your dexterity plus stealth, or whatever you believe would be more up to the job. Remember, you're currently in an inferno, so take that -2 penalty.
Okay. Okay.
Rupert got 3 successes. If you can beat 3, then he won't have found you.
To be fair, you were whistling.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
I mean, he's still
can
a
I
tracker.
argue wits and survival?
Sure, makes sense to me.
Survival. And I'm going to spend a willpower to do all that.
All right.
3 successes.
Well, that's still not beating it. So, uh, you see Rupert looking through the flames, and then he notices a conspicuous human-sized area of no fire. Ah, he screams at the top of his lungs and fires into this conspicuous area of no fire. Let's see. He's got a -3 penalty.
And that's including Tibbs's defense.
Oh yeah, in that case, I need to reroll. Uh, your defense is 6, right?
Yep.
Uh, he fires a shot, missing you entirely.
That's what you get when you're coughing while you're trying to aim.
Uh, Rupert staggers in front of the door. You're not getting out of here without going directly through me, Kit. And if your friends want to rescue you from this fire, they're going to have to get through me as well.
Do you mind me fixing him exactly where he is? Are you okay if I do that?
Rooting him in place?
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, Elliot, your turn.
Alright, I am at a heightened position at a place he was able to run within a single round. While he's fast, he's not the supernatural fast that his changeling counterpart is. He's just a slightly faster dude. Is he within archery range?
Easily.
And he said his back was to the door, so I've got a full line shot at his back.
Let's see. Let's take a quick look at Hurt Locker to see what exactly the range of a short bow is. Bear with me.
It's a longbow, actually. We selected that one.
Longbow. Well, I still need to look at Hurt Locker. Bear with me just a moment. He's definitely within range, but we'll see if there's a penalty. All right.
All right. I am going to try.
It's a medium range, and you're within medium range, so no penalty.
All right. So let's see if I can accomplish something. I am aiming directly at him. I'm not taking any special choices to get at whatever. I have athletics plus dexterity is 6 plus 1 from archery. That's 7. Feats don't fail me now. 3 successes.
All right. The hedge bramble bow inflicts the immobilized tilt if it does damage. So, we handle this like a gun. And Rupert has, let's see, currently he's wearing riot gear, which is 3/5. The 3 lethal. Well, hold on a second. What's the damage rating of the bow itself? I almost forgot about that. The damage rating of the bow itself as a long bow is +3, which means that you've done 6 damage before we apply armor. 5 of that lethal is downgraded to bashing, and 3 bashing is taken care of. So you have dealt 1 lethal, 1 bashing, and the immobilized tilt.
Yes!
Nice.
1 bourbon, 1 scotch, 1 beer. So he is immobilized. He's fixed in place. That is the best I can do for you, my dude.
All right, Kit, your turn next.
All right. All right. Okay, I could do a couple different things here, and so he's in the doorway, or is he in between me and the door?
He's standing in the doorway, but he's still within the Inferno tilt.
Okay.
Which is why I had a clear shot on him.
Does he still have his gun?
Yeah, he didn't drop that.
Okay. In that case, I am going to walk up, put my rifle to his stomach, and pull the trigger.
All right, roll those bones.
And this is, once again, I still have the Jenny shots loaded in right now. By the way, I haven't changed ammo type yet.
All right. So that means you'll do bashing damage.
Yep.
So this would be 7 bashing damage.
All right, 7 bashing, -3 for his armor. The ballistic doesn't do anything here since it converts lethal to bashing. That means he has taken 4 bashing damage.
And has the sickened tilt.
He already had 6, so let me see. Breathing the gas a second time in the same scene upgrades sickness to grave. Alrighty. The sicken tilt at grave. Plus 1 point of bashing damage a turn. Alrighty. So, Kit fires the Jenny Stone shot directly into Rupert's stomach. While they can't pierce his riot armor, you can hear the wind being knocked out of him, and the cloud of stink begins to form. you're within a meter too. So enjoy your moderate sick tilt, Kit.
Yep. And then as he's double over, I go through the doorway.
Alrighty. Kenzie, your turn. If you've been moving by now, you should be within range of Rupert yourself.
Excellent. So I would like to take my brass knuckles, my 6-shooter knuckles, to the back of his head.
All right. He's currently bound in place by the hedge vines, thanks to the hedge bramble bow that Elliot wields. The 6-shooter knuckles. Let's see. Upon activation, it has a damage rating of 2. Have at it. Make your roll. 4. That means he takes 1 bashing damage. All right. Kinsey contributes by punching him directly in the back of the head. Rupert's not having a good night. All right, now it's Rupert's turn. He tears at the hedge vines binding him. So that is a
Strength plus athletics.
strength plus athletics.
And I have 2 weird, so it's a durability 2. But yes,
Minus
please spend
3.
your whole action tearing away at the thorns on you instead of fighting us. That sounds like a great use of your time.
All right, Rupert's able to rip himself free. He runs out into the cool night and out of the burning building. He also takes another point of bashing damage from the grave sickness. Kit, your turn.
Let's see here. So with the grave sickness, actually, let me just look up the thing real quick. Does this make? Okay, so it's going to persist now that he's out of there.
Yes.
And would you say this counts as a magical effect?
It is a trifle, so yes.
Okay, I spent two glamour to put that effect on him again because I was affected. Now I can spend 2 glamour to push that onto someone else as well. So he now has a
Beaten down.
as though he's.
He's affected as if he was hit by the Jenny Stone shot again.
All right, I'll allow that. So now that
And-
means he has the beaten down tilt.
And then I'll shoot him with another round.
All right, as the supernatural effect takes effect, and Kit's sickness is transferred to Rupert, you see him double over in pain and come to his knees on the ground.
So, Tibbs, before you take the next action, I want to remind you what the beaten down tilt is.
Okay.
So, he is no longer able to make a violent action without spending willpower.
Yep.
And that's each time. He is only allowed to run, dodge, and apply defense at this point without spending willpower for it. So that's where we're at right now. He's also going to start taking a -2 because of the continued sickness, because this will be his 3rd round and it increases every 2 rounds.
Okay.
All right.
Alright.
And did you want to shoot him or not?
I'll switch to the shotgun, so I don't have to reload.
Alrighty. Ready for your roll then?
Yep. Okay, so that's going to be 2 successes, 3 damage rating, so 5 before armor.
I
All
can't
right,
believe you deliberately got yourself hit with the gas so you could do that. That was such a great trick.
All right. We apply the armor. That makes the lethal bashing, 5 bashing, 3 thingies because of his general armor. So he takes 2 bashing damage. Right, Kenzie?
I've got Bob here with me.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Do I get a flanking bonus?
Sure, take a +1.
Yes. I would like to grapple him.
All right. That is strength plus brawl.
And since I have fighting finesse, I get to use dexterity.
Yep.
Four successes.
Alrighty. On a success, inflict no damage but start a grapple. On an exceptional success, that isn't an exceptional, I believe.
Sadly, no.
All right, you've started a grapple. Now it's Rupert's turn. And this is turn 3 that he's been sick, like you said, correct?
Yep, so he'll be at a -2.
I'd also like to note that I have grappled him from behind.
And this, as you mentioned, is it -2 penalty or 2 bashing damage?
A -2 penalty, the bashing damage stays static. 1 bashing damage per turn from Grave.
Alrighty.
But sickness continues to compound until it's resolved.
Okay. Since you started a grapple, this is instant plus contest, instant and contested. Strength plus brawl plus strength plus brawl. So that's what he does on his turn. Strength plus brawl. So I'm going to need one from you two, Kinsey.
I believe you can do the Dex plus Brawl because you have the fighting finesse.
I'll allow it, yep. All right. He rolled 4 successes. You rolled 2. Would you like to use willpower on that?
Yes.
Damn!
All right. You beat him, and that is an exceptional success. So you get to choose 2 grapple options. Your
Knocked
options
down.
as you are knocked down. Let's see. All right. He is dropped prone. Second one.
Arm rack.
The grapple options. Let's see. Break free, control weapon, damage, disarm, drop prone, hold, restrain, or take cover.
Oh, disarm.
All right. Rupert attempts to fight back. Kenzie is able to overpower him, toss the old fetch to the ground, and toss his gun away from him. Elliot, your turn.
That's enough, lawnmower bag.
Okay, you know what? None of the jokes that I have are funny. I do not want to be the one responsible for ending this fight because there is only one person it's appropriate to end this fight with. And he goes next. I'm going to give you the inspired condition. Elliot cheers on his friend who's running forward with a shotgun to take advantage of the basically helpless enemy in the grapple.
Alrighty.
So that's going to be persuasion plus presence unless you'll allow expression.
Go ahead and use expression.
4 successes. Not exceptional, but you still get the inspired condition to the next act you wish to make. Same with you, with the general goal of kicking this old man's ass. So Kenzie and Kit, enjoy your inspired condition. That's 3 successes is a exceptional success.
All right.
Alrighty.
And
Kit,
I
your
close
turn.
the distance a little bit so I can do something in case something happens.
Okay. He's restrained?
He's held. He didn't
He's
get
held.
the hold or restrain conditions, but he's on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he what? He's doing full ride here, so he has a helmet on. So I'm going to grab his rifle and shoot him with it.
Alrighty. He's got a basic bolt action rifle. You know what that's like.
Is it familiar?
No, it's just a basic old bolt action rifle, like the first one you borrowed from the armory. So
Okay.
treat it like a rifle straight from the book.
We find the where it is. Okay, so just a basic rifle?
Yep.
Okay.
Except he's attached a laser scope to it, but that's not going to be helpful right now.
Okay. Well, dice pool is the same.
Click, click, Paul.
2 successes. I'm gonna go ahead and do your power to reroll that.
Alrighty.
4 successes, so 8 damage before armor.
We downgrade 5 of that. That means 3 lethal. Excuse me. You did 8 damage. 5 of it gets downgraded to bashing. And he's got 3 other of the general armor, which means, let's see.
Starting with the most severe type of damage, remove damage.
All right, that means he takes 5 bashing damage. And let's see what that means for him. 1 bashing damage, 4 upgraded to lethal. You know what? Let's be simpler about this. Kit's shot takes his head right off.
Well, damn.
After a moment or two, however, any joy at winning the battle fades as you notice that the body is started to twitch violently. Kinsey is tossed out of her grapple. The headless body stumbles to its feet and grabbing the hole where the neck used to be, you notice that it's not bleeding. The skin is falling off, falling away. In a burst of hedge thorns, the body of Rupert Cotton is hidden from sight, and when the thorns disappear, something else is standing there, about your height. Some sort of terrible mannequin built out of old rotten wood, lashed to various types of animal bone, including what appears to be horse hooves instead of feet, lashed together with ancient old rope woven from various desert plants, and filled with ancient spent bullet casings, rattling as it moves. The thing is twitching hard, as if it were having some type of seizure. It points at Kit with its finger and says, in a voice like the grave, "I refuse to go. Rattlebones told me if I killed you, he'd give me life back. But that's not happening, is it? In that case, I'll take what he gave me, and I'll use it to take you all with me." He extends his hands, and another set of arms pop out from his back, made of bone and wood. And you see, dangling from his hands, each one a small puppet. One is vaguely recognizable, a little cowboy puppet with bunny ears. And another looks strangely like Rupert. The other two, you're not really sure, but you have a figure that these must have been his previous faces. He blinks out of existence and appears again on the top of a roof about 20 feet away. "Do you think you can kill me?" "Because if you can't kill me first, you all die." All right, roll initiative again, folks.
I'm gonna guess in a meaningful sense I am no longer tracking whatever this is.
Nope.
So I want to be absolutely clear to everyone, as far as the weird is concerned, this isn't Rupert. Not Rupert, Kit Cotton. This has lost all connection to you that it has.
Does it suffer the beaten down tilt for entering combat?
Consider it a new entity.
27.
$14. No, I'm not even rolling badly, but you guys are putting me to shame.
Alrighty. Kit rolled 27.
It's literally the same order again, I think.
Kenzie rolled
21.
21. Elliot rolled 14.
And the horrible thing rolled 15.
All right. Kit, your turn.
I without skipping a beat, I whistle for my female. Take to the skies, and take a shot.
Alrighty. Roll them bones.
Oh, okay.
It's not wearing armor
Actu-
anymore. Is that correct? I believe you said it's not wearing the armor or skin anymore.
Nope, it's not.
May I recommend
So-
going after those horrifying arms?
Yeah. So I take that back. I'm going to spend an action to switch ammo to my normal ammo, and then I'm going to see if I can go for one of the arms holding. Let's say the one holding probably looks like me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. And I'm going to go ahead and, since this is cold shot, I'm going to. You said it was what, 2 for arms and legs?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to eat the -2 to my damage to give this a go. Three successes. So that is going to be six damage before any armor or anything like that.
All right. While it's no longer wearing that armor, it does have some of its own natural armor.
That's what I figured.
Let's see. And did you go for the armor or just a regular shot?
I went for the arm. For the one holding the puppet that looks like Kit.
Right, 6 lethal, 1 3 armor, 3 get downgraded to bashing, and 1 lethal goes away. So that means 2 lethal and 3 bashing.
And the arm rack tilt.
Oh, wait a second. That's right. You did a called shot. Alrighty. If it exceeds stamina, give the arm rack tilt. You did 5 damage after the armor. And yeah, that exceeds damage. Arm rack tilt it is. All right, Kenzie.
I spend a glamour for Winter Mantle 4 to lock him in his own despair, and he suffers the beaten down tilt until he spends 2 willpower to end it.
Unfortunately, that's not going to work. But that doesn't call. But you don't spend glamour on nothing.
Do they get to make a different action then?
hmm I'm just telling you outright, he's immune to that.
Uh, everything about him is an active betrayal to just like humanity, right?
Sword.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that you could consider what he's done over the years a betrayal. So yeah, I'll allow you that. That means that the silver sword activates for free.
So I'm gonna take a swing.
What's your speed?
12.
Alrighty. He's up on a roof, so I'll let you attack him, but you're gonna need to roll me Dex plus Athletics to get up there.
Damn!
Exceptional success on my Dex plus Athletics.
All right, roll your attack.
Three successes with the sword.
Oh yeah, I'm an idiot. That would be defense as well. So I'm sorry, but re-roll that with his defense penalty, so that'll be -8.
So I don't make a roll.
You're on
No,
a
you
chance.
roll a chance die. Sorry, we've been doing guns, so I almost forgot about defense.
Well, you hit him anyways. Fuck you.
You did hit him, and that does. Let's see, what's the damage rating of the sword?
Activated, I believe it's 3 lethal or 1 lethal.
Let me look. I have the thing up in front of me. Once active, the silver blade is 3 lethal. So 4. That means he takes 3 bashing. All right, it's his turn.
Wait, what's reducing it down to bashing?
Oh yeah, you're right. No, wait a second. He does. Like I told you, he has natural armor 1/3.
Yes, so he'll be removing 3 damage from it, so he'll still take 1 lethal damage. The ballistic don't enter into it.
Oh yeah, you're right. So it would be 3 lethal then.
Yep.
All right. It's still his turn. All right, bear with me just a second here. All right. One of his arms being disabled, he simply growls through the teeth of the bull skull, uh, and then roars. Uh, the puppets are dropped to the ground where they stand up on their own and run immediately for Kit. All right, what's your defense, Kit?
It's 6.
Alrighty. All right, so that's 1 lethal damage before you apply any armor.
Okay, and my armor is 2/4. So
All
that
right.
means nothing gets through.
Yep. Elliot, your turn.
All right. I don't know what else to do here. Those things look like they belong to him, and I don't think they're alive. I think they're like living equipment. And that's the best guess I got. Does that make sense to anyone else? Beggar Knight.
I'm going to tell you outright that that won't work because he is using the Dread Power Fairy Swarm.
Okay, I don't know what that is, but it sounds like I would be wasting a turn. May I choose to do something else since he doesn't have any other visible equipment?
You should do something else, yes.
All right. I have the reckless condition because I drew my bow. I'm on top. I was closing the distance with them earlier, so I was about as far away as everyone else was, and they've closed the distance in 1 turn.
Mm-hmm. So go ahead if you wish to run in.
Yep. Guys, I need you to vision this in your mind. I've been carrying a duffel bag that I spoke about earlier in this session, which contains, among other things, a folded up e-scooter that hungers for blood. The throwing action is Dex plus Athletics. I'm gonna run and I'm gonna fucking shot put this thing up onto the roof. Is that too dumb for you to allow me to do, Kenny?
You want to toss your Fey Mount into the fray?
Yes. To assist
All right.
our other combatants, and because I think it is incredibly funny and stupid, which sounds reckless to me.
I told you could summon it. So, here we go.
All right, so that's going to be Dex plus Athletics. That's 6. Let's see if I can get it up on the roof. What am I doing? 1 success, which is a success.
All right, which means it does get up on the roof. It hits the fetch but bounces harmlessly off, doing no damage.
That's perfectly fine.
The scooter busts out of it, ready to go, and take action on your next turn. Kit, your turn.
Thank you for that, Jeff. Thank you so much. I step into hammer space and step out of his duffel bag.
You're close enough to definitely be able to open a hedge gate and go in, so I'll allow it.
Okay. And then I shotgun the guy, my fetch.
All right, make your roll.
I was going to suggest it if you didn't think of it, but I thought it was a great joke.
One success, so that's going to be 4 damage before armor.
All right. For lethal, 3 is downgraded to bashing.
3 bashing.
And, yep. Alrighty. Kenzie, it's your turn.
I'm gonna hit him again.
All right.
Except this time I'm gonna try and grapple him.
An excellent choice.
All righty. So make your roll.
Four successes.
All right. Per the grapple rules, that has started a grapple,
Do you want to
but does no damage.
Would you like to have gotten an exceptional success on that?
How?
By expending your inspired condition,
Oh, yes, that would be lovely.
which I believe means
All
that they
right.
get to make a choice right away.
On an exceptional success, choose a grapple option to enact reflexively.
Do you guys have a preference?
Hold might be an interesting one.
Hold it is.
All right. Immobilize an opponent. Both characters lose defense. All right. So, grapple. Contested strength plus brawl plus strength plus brawl. All right. Let's do a willpower reroll for our old pal, the monstrous fetch here.
And he did spend his 2 willpower to be in the fight, right? Oh wait, no,
Yep.
he did. That didn't work. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, that didn't work. I forgot about that. But, well, he got 2 successes both times, so that means he lost that one, and Kenzie gets to choose a option.
Disarm?
He doesn't have any weapons. Why not restrain?
No. I mean, disarm?
Break free, control weapon, damage, disarm, drop prone, hold, restrain, or take cover. You can't rip off his arm, but if you want to do damage, then we deal 2 damage to him. Is that what you want to do?
No. Would control weapon take away his little dolls?
They're gone.
Okay. Then
Yeah, he's
restrain.
activated. Yeah, he's activated Fairy Swarm, so he's not holding them anymore. Restrain. He is now immobilized. Alrighty. Elliot.
Hey, by the way, Tibbs, you've got a helpless fucking target if you can get past the fairy swarm.
I'm right up on him. Like.
Excuse me while I throw something in this chat real quick. So, the thing about the grapple rules that's really funny is that you can have multiple people get involved in a grapple and it just cares about which side they're on. So my Fey Beast joins the grapple.
Alrighty.
I was getting full of licky tongue treatment.
So that's going to be a, for that one, that's strength plus brawl is 6.
Alright.
So I just
Make
need
your
to
roll.
make 1 success for him to join this, and every time somebody makes a brawl move, he gets to participate. That's 1 success. He deals no
Congratulations.
damage and joins the brawl.
Alrighty. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
Since that was my Fey Beast's turn, I'm going to climb up here, and I don't think I'm going to be climb up here and line up a shot, but I think I could probably get up there at my speed. Is that fair?
Yep, if you can do a dexterity plus athletics check to climb up the old wooden building.
Well, let's see if I can. 2 successes.
You can. Elliot scrambles up the old wooden building to the roof where the fight is ongoing.
I draw my bow and end my turn.
Kit, your turn.
Okay. He's immobilized.
Capital I immobilized.
So far, since you don't have anything to restrain him with, that means Kinsey can't get out of the grapple, which means he can still attempt to roll to take over the grapple on his turn. So, what do you want to do, Kit?
I reach into my pocket, grab all my jack dagger ammo, and shove them down his throat. Try and get him to force him to swallow them. All 8 rounds.
Let's treat this as a dexterity plus brawl versus dexterity plus brawl as well.
Dex plus brawl?
Or strength plus brawl, whichever.
Okay. Kinsey, can I borrow your brawl for a sec?
Yes, absolutely.
What's your brawl stat?
Brawl is 2 unless you're grappling, in which it's 3.
Okay. Okay. And can I replenish some of my willpower for Dynamo?
Yes.
This
Take
is
a point.
Okay. All right. 2 successes.
All right.
I have willpower.
Okay. And so will he.
Come on. Come on. Ha ha!
All right. You succeed. The jack dagger ammo.
Well, we were just looking for a way to restrain him.
So he is now. Since that inflicts the immobilized tilt 2, I'm going to say that gives him a actual restraint.
It was all 8 rounds too. Look at the other thing that it does.
I know, I wrote it. It drains glamour. Okay. So, the monstrous fetch has been dragged to his knees. The jack dagger vines have been activated and they're crawling out of his skull, restraining his entire wooden body. The 4 puppets are gnawing ineffectually at Kit's boots. The monstrous fetch bellows at the sky. Why did you have to do this? If you had just stayed away, our name could have been even greater. Look at what I built, but because you can't even take it anymore. Because you don't look like me. Killing me gains you nothing. Why?
I don't want it.
What? You
taking the empire that you built was never the goal. You
But
destroyed my family. You betrayed your way into the fortunes. When was the last time you actually had an honest conversation with anybody? The whole point of this was to stop you. That's it. It wasn't about taking.
If you'd left his family alone, he probably would have never even looked at you.
I don't understand.
And that's the problem.
The skull breaks apart. Uh, the puppets fall down inanimate, and you're simply standing over a pile of bone fragments, wood, and spent shell casings.
In
Okay.
that last moment, while this is happening, the that's when my second dot of weird activates.
Well, congratulations. Of note, within the pile, you find a rotted old cowboy hat, one that you remember from a time long past, and inside of it, a rusty, stained switchblade.
I pick them up.
Congratulations on retrieving your icon. Your fetch is dead.
Yeah.
All right. And this is where we'll close for the night and for the season. So let's go over our aspirations, everybody.
Kit, you want to go first or last?
Okay. So I don't believe I made any progress on hunting the hunter tonight, because this was a fetch night.
I mean, he was hunting us.
That's true. I'll give it to you.
Okay, so we'll take a beat on that. I would like to step and clear eat the rich.
Be my guest.
Okay. Then okay. Sorry. I beat so far. And then one beat for pulling myself together because I was able to find one of my icons.
Yep.
Or recover rather. And now that the immediate danger is past, I can start focusing more on actually getting things together so that I can start feeding the freehold. So step towards
I also created another product for you to get out of your supply this week.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's me.
All right. Who wants to go next?
Okay. Well, finish what we started. If he's not dead at this point, I give up.
Yeah, he's dead.
Make friends and influence people. I had a meeting with a very important person, and they don't hate me. So I'm going to call that a clear. Hunt the huntsman. Well, we were getting tracked by a person who tried to shoot me in the forehead, and we hunted him down. Restore the rest of Mimsatch. I have the last piece of Mimsatch. Once I can go make the trade in. I just haven't had the time to stop by the store.
Yep, well, let's just consider that cleared because that's going to happen off camera anyway.
All right. And achieve the old dream. I am opening up my own bar and starting on my progress towards getting my original dream, which is a rooftop bar on top of a casino or similarly large scale, high class thing. So, point
Mm-hmm.
towards that.
All right.
Okay. Bring an army. You know, I think that between the three of us and Bob and a scooter, we constitute an army. We took down a monstrous fetch.
We also had the hawk, don't forget.
Yep.
I think that by taking down the man formerly known as Rupert, I took a step towards making Sister Mary regret everything.
Yeah, I'll take a step.
I believe that I took a step towards befriending my fetch.
Yep.
I survived the new moon. And I believe that I took a step towards speedrunning Goldeneye.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Alrighty. Well, that closes us out for the night.
And for this season.
So we'll be taking a 2-week break before we start up season 3, which you can join us for on the 26th of August. Here's another link to the Onyx Path Discord. Remember, Onyx Path game night is the last Friday in August. So that means 25th will be the night this week. Thanks again for joining us here. We definitely appreciate it, and we hope to see you again when we're back for season 3, our final season of Viva Lost Vegas.
Can't wait to see y'all there. Bye.
Bye.